We have a big update tomorrow on Tuesday, January 27th at 1:30 p.m. We have a court hearing in front of Judge Kara Petit in the 3rd District Court in Salt Lake City. It's at 1:30 p.m. on 450 South State in Salt Lake City. We'd love for you to come and view it in person or to watch online. It's a big deal. So the case is Michael Clara versus the State Records Committee and the Utah Attorney General's Office. So as many of you know who have been watching this case, we had a crazy time running for office last year as we challenged the governor and the lieutenant governor. It's difficult because in Utah, the lieutenant governor is over her own elections, which brings a lot of problems. And we found out that Spencer Cox never qualified to be on the ballot since he didn't receive the 60% that he needed at convention.
If you get 60% of those delegates, you're the nominee, period. End of story. Okay? That's it. That's it. If you get 60%, you're on the ballot in November as a Republican, okay? So if I get 60%, I'm on the ballot. I don't have to have a primary.
And he also did not submit enough signatures to get on the ballot, as was discovered by 2 audits done by the state. So here we are. And meanwhile, we went to court and challenged the process and asked for access to view these nominating petitions in the packets and view his signatures. And the court ruled against us last summer. And they said, you cannot view these because it was a rigorous process. And there were up to 600 extra signatures. And what else they say? They said there were 29 county clerks that were involved. All of these things were not true. It was done by, all these petitions were verified by a single clerk, and they did not have 600 extra signatures, and it was not a rigorous process. And on top of that, we discovered that there was actual criminal investigation that was going on into Spencer Cox's packets. When we asked about that, all of our requests were ignored. Michael Clara actually had the business card of the person who was doing the investigation into Spencer Cox's packets. He knew the name of the investigator. He knew the case number. He knew he had talked with witnesses. He had all the information. When he took it to the Attorney General's office, they hid it. They hid the investigation. So then not only was Spencer Cox short and shouldn't have been on the ballot, but now we have a cover-up by the Attorney General's office. So that is what our case is about, is tomorrow. Michael Clara had taken that business card and said, I'd like to have information about this investigation. The Attorney General's office responded and last year responded and said, we don't have that information. We can't find anything like that. He appealed it. So the first went to Lonnie Pearson. He denied it. Then it went to Dan Burton. He also denied it. So we couldn't find anything about it. State Records Committee refused to schedule it for a hearing. And then he went to 3rd District Court last year. And they issued a motion to dismiss, so on summary judgment. So they dismissed his case. He never was able to argue it. And that remained hidden about an investigation. So it wasn't until this fall that we had a whistleblower bring us the documents and say, yes, the exact same document Michael was looking for has now been uncovered and we are in possession of it. So now we're going back to the same court and saying, it's called a Rule 60B motion. We're saying we have evidence now that we could not have gotten it at the time, that was hidden from us, and we couldn't have found under reasonable search because we did all that we could and it was hidden. And we want her to reopen this case so that we can do further discovery. So big deal. We're tomorrow, the court, we expect to hear good things from the court. It's happened in the past where Lonnie Pearson at the Attorney General's office has denied the existence of documents, and then it was found to be that they were real and really there, and the judge ruled that they needed to be turned over. So there is precedent that the judge may rule against what has been happening with the Attorney General's office. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, and stay tuned. We'll let you know.